Daggerheart. Daggerheart. Daggerheart, come and me want to go home. Come, Mr. Mercerman, tell us about the cartoons. Daggerheart, come and me want to go home. And a special singing thank you to Michael Davis for sending us a copy of Daggerheart. Daggerheart. All right. Yeah, we're talking about the announcements coming out of San Diego Comic Book Con, going into Gen Con regarding Mighty Nein and Vox Machina on Prime, regarding the future of Daggerheart and Campaign 4. And the big one, this one reminded me by my good friend Jeff's Gamebox. Please take a moment to subscribe, Jeff Gamebox. Let's help him reach 1,000 subs. He deserves it far more from a lot of other people who are trying to reach 1,000 subs. So yeah, let's give him a sub. Thank you, Jeff. The Brandon Sanderson game is dropping this weekend at Gen Con. We kind of forgot about that. The $9 million Kickstarter, Brandon Sanderson, the machine that's making all that Mistborn, Steelhort, whatever you want to call his stuff. Seems like he has a new 10,000 page book every time I blink. Yeah, his role-playing game is coming out this weekend. So that begs the question, what's going to happen to Daggerheart? Is the Brandon Sanderson made a role-playing game crowd bigger than the Critical Role made another role-playing game crowd? Or are all the people that jumped on the flavor of the week Daggerheart going to go, oh, wait, hey, and jump on, what is it called? Camry? I don't know. It's the Brandon Sanderson role-playing game. Is this going to be the next biggest game? Is this going to be the D&D killer? Or is it just going to be, oh, yeah, it's a crappy system that is riding on the charisma and fame of its writer? Because I have heard very little about the system. I don't know anything about the system. But our good friend Stephen Glicker has said that he has had a chance to look at it, and he's a big fan of Brandon Sanderson's writing. So he says it thinks he'll be good. So now it's a three-way fight. We've got our reigning champ, SHADOWDARK. We've got this young upcomer, Daggerheart. And we've got this new upstart, this indie darling that is Brandon Sanderson's role-playing game, because I can't pronounce the name. Plus, there's still Draw Steel out there. That's still out there. And DC 20 are still out there somewhere, right? And all the other games that were supposed to come out that were going to be the D&D killer. But we don't care about that, because today we're talking about our beloved Daggerheart and the upcoming 2 cartoons and what we saw at San Diego Comic-Con. So yes, Mighty Nein is going to be premiering in November, and Vox Machina season 5, which hopefully I guess features. Oh, what do you want? Season 4, season 5, or season? Where are we now? Okay, we just ended season 3, right? So we got season 4 and season 5 where they'll dealing with Vecna, and that's going to be around 2026. So we're going to get Mighty Nein in November. Then we're going to get part 1 of Vecna versus the Vox Machina in 2026, and then part 2 sometime in 2027, and that'll be it. That'll be the last season of Vox Machina, and we'll still have Mighty Nein. So let's see what we can see. We do have a trailer from Mighty Nein. That I'm going to show you guys, and we should be allowed to be, we should be okay to show this because it was shown on San Diego Comic Con, and it is show on Prime. I don't know anything about the Mighty Nein other than Jester. I think in regards to Critical Role of the 3 series, perhaps Mighty Nein is most well known because of Jester and the cupcake meme. Campaign 1, chunks of it we never saw because it was on other channels, and then the parts of it we never really cared about because it was Pathfinder, and it's only since they switched to 5e that we really started becoming aware of Critical Role, which is like halfway through. So, most of the Critical Role acknowledgement fan base comes from 80% Campaign 2. That was always the references I heard, more than Campaign 1 and Campaign 3 was Campaign 2, Molly Mock, Jester. Everybody wanted to be Jester, and do characters with Russian languages and pull off the cupcake thing. So yeah, I don't know anything about these characters. I never saw campaign 2, but here's the trailer. Thank you, Prime, for showing it to us.
What were you doing in that tent?
I told you, officer, we were just passing through. We paused for some entertainment.
And leaving trails of bodies is entertainment for you, sicko.
You got nothing on me. I didn't even have a weapon. Unless you count these pythons.
You guys, this is just like a true crime novel. Two hot-headed dicks cranking up the pressure on the perp until she breaks. Ooh, which one of you is the bad cop?
I'd take this seriously, miss.
BT Dubs, your handcuffs are super janky. The ones Mama uses are so much harder to get out of. And fluffier.
This is profiling, you racist assholes! Well, maybe not you, big boy.
The goblin and the hobo? No fucking way. I work alone.
I swear, their bodies changed.
Ich weiß von nichts. Why would I turn the audience into reptiles? They pay my salary.
Technically, you should give us a reward. Maybe a parade.
Wanna give me a cavity cinch? Make sure I'm not hiding anything?
Shut up! We didn't find any reptile corpses, and a dozen witnesses saw you blow open the house so the creature escaped. You're clearly some kind of criminal gang. Now give me a name for the booking sheet.
Our name?
Fuck off.
Keiner von uns ist ein Teil einer Gang.
Oh yeah, we are called the Sensual Seven.
There's only 6 of you.
Don't forget the Traveler.
Yeah, I don't know what any of that means. And it's obviously that they're going to be pushing Jester. That character obviously stole a lot of people's hearts. But yeah, I never, other than Jester, I know nothing about campaign 2. But yeah, now it's like, we don't have a trailer for Vox Machina, just the picture of them from when they were standing in hell. And we know that they're going to be fighting Vecna. So yeah. Vecna. All right, so thank you, Michael, for sending me a copy of Daggerheart. I do have a complete version of Daggerheart PDF. And if you're like me, you've been asking the question, well, what about the stupid cards? Well, you can get the cards PDF from the Daggerheart when you purchase Daggerheart electronically. This is what they look like. Obviously, I don't know what any of these mean yet. I'm going to try making a Daggerheart character either later today or tomorrow using my copy of Daggerheart. There is 30 pages of cards. That's went way too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So basically 10 per page, 30 pages. So that's like 300 cards. Is my math wrong? 10 times 30 is 300, right? So 300 cards. Now, you could redo these if you lose them, because you'll have the PDF file. You could print them out. You're gonna need card stock to print it out. I looked it up on Amazon. The average price for a 40 to 60 pack of cardstock printer paper is about $15-20, which is pretty reasonable, I guess. So it could be done. It could be done. You could reprint him if you wanted to. It's just if you want to waste, I would feel it would take an entire ink cartridge if you wanted to reprint all of them. But if you've only lost like 1 or 2 cards, it probably, I don't know, maybe not be as, I think it's still unnecessary, but it might not be as hard as I thought it would be. And I still feel the reason why the gimmick exists is to take advantage of Etsy. Because if they don't exist yet, they should. And if anybody's listening to my idea and hasn't done this yet and wants to do it, I expect credit of making personal specialized cards for each class, each ability, and selling them on Etsy, because that would be a thing. I mean, we know they've done that with everything else. Personal specialized magic cards, personal specialized spell cards. This deck of cards is themed to Jester. It's the Jester Tarot. So, yeah. Now we're getting into the world of speculation, and again, comes to us from our good friend Jeff's Gamesbox regarding the fate of the Heart of Daggers with Brandon Sanderson's role-playing game coming out. And so many members of Wizards of the Coast, former staff, now working for Darrington Press. And Darrington Press is basically betting it all on Daggerheart because Lord knows nothing else they've made has succeeded. Anybody even remember the name of the role-playing game they made before Daggerheart? And before Candle Obscura? No. Anybody still remember Candle Obscura? No. Where will Daggerheart be a year from now with Brandon Sanderson RPG out? Plus, we have the 2 new animation series. We have the 2026 World Tour wrapping up Exandria. We have the basic announcement of them saying more or less they're stepping back, hinting at they're stepping back, and that they're done with Taldoria. They're done with Exandria. Campaign 4, in whatever form it will be Daggerheart, and they're looking for other people to run Daggerheart to be the heart of the media empire. And now they've got to compete with Brandon Sanderson's role-playing game, which Stephen Glicker says we can expect it to be real good. Whether it will have the wheels to last or if it's just going to be another flash in the pan carried by the fan base, I don't know. How Daggerheart's going to stand in a year, 4 years, how long it's going to take Crawford to ruin it, don't know. I don't give Daggerheart a long life, but I don't think that's the point. I think Daggerheart is the tip of the larger iceberg of them trying to gain complete control over everything they make. Darrington Press is just sort of the figurehead. It's the jack in the box. This is the name company we're going to use to protect our licenses. We don't really need Daggerheart to be big. We just need it to exist. And we need it to be associated with our characters. And we need to give a finality to the previous characters so that people truly understand that aspect of our life, that past 10 years is done. Our association with Wizards of the Coast is done. Everything we make going forward, Darrington Press, Daggerheart, is us, is 100% us. And we're eventually gonna step down. It might not be this year, but yeah, nobody should expect them to keep going at the same level they've been going for the past 10 years. They're all older. I'm all older. They've had 10 years of dealing with the rise and fall and toxicity and rabid fan base. They've got other things they want to do with their lives. They're talking about yet again making a Critical Role video game. This will be the 3rd time that they've tried to make it for anybody who's keeping count. They're adopting a lot of the same mentality of Wizards of the Coast with the short-term memory. Oh, this is our first video game. No, it's not. And the rather conspicuously sinister policy for their making stuff. But I don't think Daggerheart is the end-all be-all of the game plan. I think it's a small part of a larger plan of them just being able to control the IP, control the merchandise, control the narrative of how the product is presented through Darrington Press, through the deal with Amazon going forward, so that their baby is still out there and their baby is still perpetuating long after they all slowly step back from being the face to being more of a mentor position, handing off the torch to the right people. The hard part is going to be finding the right group, which is, I think, why they're doing sort of this interview process of looking at other live plays, of making sure lots of people are doing Daggerheart out there so they can find the right group to slowly replace them. And it's not going to be overnight. It's going to be a very slow process because, you're going to want people to get used to it. It's like a long running series, like say MASH or South Park or The Simpsons, where you have established characters, but then people are getting older, things happen, people don't want to renew their contracts. Maybe Marisha and Matt want to start a family. Maybe Laura and Travis want to have another kid. I don't know about anybody else and their romances, but I assume they're all getting older. They all want to do other things. They all want to step back. They're all tired. You know, I've been doing this for 10 years, and you guys have been calling me an asshole and threatening my unborn child. Let's hand it off to somebody else. So yeah, I think Daggerheart is the tip of the iceberg. So I don't know if Daggerheart's going to buy Dungeons and Dragons, or they're going to hand off Dungeons and Dragons to Darrington Press. I hear a lot of people like this. Oh yeah, you know, they're going to give the Dungeons and Dragons to Renegade. No, they're not. I want you to remember one word when we think about the potential future of Hasbro and Dungeons and Dragons, and that word is monopoly. Okay? They don't have to do a goddamn thing to Monopoly. Monopoly takes care of itself. There are, at any point in time, 300 to 500 versions of Monopoly in print. That's how many different monopolies they have made, because you have monopolies based on each city. You have monopolies based upon, TV, movie, trivia, books, places, whatever. Monopoly can just keep going and going and going and going. The same thing as D&D. D&D is Monopoly. They don't have to do anything with it. They just have to keep retheming it and just keep going and going and going. So why saying Hasbro's going to drop Dungeons and Dragons is like saying Hasbro's going to drop Monopoly, Nerf, and Play-Doh and Peppa. No, they're not. I'm sorry. And they don't have to. I've said this repeatedly. They don't have to. They don't have to make any more D&D. It is so ingrained that they have the open source, and they have D&D Beyond, and they have Judges Guild, and they have all these other things. It can just make its own, not Judges Guild, DM's Guild, and it can just make itself. They don't need to make anything. And I think that's, the plan with Daggerheart, is just to get enough people out there doing Daggerheart that they don't need to do Daggerheart. And even if Daggerheart dies tomorrow, it's created those waves that they can ride on. And it will never be as big as D&D. Nothing will ever be as big as D&D. But the one advantage these guys have over anybody else is they've been in the industry before Critical Role. They've been in the industry during Critical Role, and they're going to be in the industry after Critical Role is done, until they all decide to step down and just, whatever. So their plan seems to be pretty evident, but I don't know. What do I know? I could be completely wrong. Are you excited about Mighty Nein Season 1 or the Adventures of Jester? Because let's face it, she's going to be everybody's favorite character. Are you excited about finishing off Vox Machina and finally seeing our boy Vecna? Vecna. They're calling him the Whispered One, but let's face it, it's Vecna. What do you want to see with Daggerheart? What is your bets, predictions regarding Brandon Sanderson role-playing game that's coming out in a moment? Is it going to kick Daggerheart's ass? Is it going to be the new flavor of the week? I don't know. I kind of forgot about it until Jeff's Games Box reminded me. Please take a moment to go over to my good friend Jeff's Games Box and subscribe. Help him hit 100 subs. Help him hit 1,000 subs. We're trying to get 1,000 subs before this other guy. So yeah, and the guy deserves the love. So please, please, please. Till next time. Again, thank you, Michael, for sending me the copy of Daggerheart. 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 Daggerheart, come and me want to go home. Let's face it, Jester's gonna be everybody's favorite. Daggerheart, come and me want to go home.
Roll the dice and ride the wave. Quest and dragons, the news we crave. Under neon lights we take a stand. Knights and wizards across the land.